Turn and burn. Does that sound like your video content strategy? Or do you even have a video content strategy? Today, I want to talk about why you need one and the easiest way to develop your own video content strategy that sets your videos up for success and in less time. Because let's face it, you can't keep creating one video after another without thinking about the next. You need some strategy mixed in there. Now, last week we talked about your big picture video strategy. So video strategy includes all the parts of making a video, but the actual content, what the video is really about, that's what we are building a strategy around today. Now, when you have a video content strategy, you can be smarter about everything, from the content and even the messaging of your video to connecting with your audience and even the time and energy that you put into creating the videos. Now, I know a lot of entrepreneurs create a video and then another and then another. They don't think about how their videos can connect or tell a bigger story. Constantly creating one video after another without thinking long term is not sustainable. Even if you are batching your videos, there's a better and more strategic way. Think about it. Your end goal is for more people to consume your video content, right? Well, if you create a video about one thought and wrap it up with a nice, pretty little bow at the end, then your audience may or may not be curious enough to go over to your profile and watch more videos. But what if your videos were able to build onto one another, meaning the ideas continue growing from the video before, giving your audience no choice but to keep watching? That is the power of a video content strategy. So how do you do it? First, define your audience. If you don't know who you're talking to or who you're making a video for, you're wasting everyone's time. Next, define your ultimate goal. What is it that you want your audience to do? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to think? Then you'll define the gap. Okay, hear me out on this one. When you define your audience, you know they aren't where you want them to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't be making a video. So think about where your audience is now in relation to your ultimate goal, what you want them to know. Let me use my video content strategy for August as an example. For my audience, they feel ill-equipped and overwhelmed when it comes to creating video, but I want them to confidently create their own videos and be proud of them. Now, the distance between those 2 points, that is the gap, and they need to be able to get to the other side, but how exactly do they do that? With a big idea. So what big idea do you have related to your gap? What big idea can get your audience across the gap? This will be the general theme, and so for me, it's also helpful to kind of mind the gap while I noodle on my big idea because they work together. So what big idea will help your audience get from one side to the other? Going back to my video content strategy for August example, my big idea was to learn to be confident no matter what part of the video creation process they're in, or even more distilled, to help them overcome their imposter syndrome because everyone can in fact create quality video. Now the bottom line is something has to change in your audience. It could be a mindset, a limiting belief they need to overcome, a feeling that needs to change. Whatever it is, you need to name it and claim it. That's called minding the gap. And now it's time to build a support structure for the bridge to help your audience get there. So ask yourself 2 questions. Where is your audience and what do they believe? And where do they need to go and what do they need to believe? And what mindset changes need to happen in order for them to get there? Now, if you have multiple answers for these questions, great, because you know what? The odds of your audience making that huge leap in a single bound or video is slim to none. So all those ideas, they become your videos or the support structure for your bridge. Again, going back to my video content strategy for August example, I broke down my big idea into 4 smaller ideas or 4 videos. So if you know what to say when you go on camera, it's so much easier. So I did a video around how to write a script and included a free template. Next, I know it's really hard to start showing up on camera, so I did a video on camera confidence with practical tips. And then I also did a video on B-roll to give some more simple practical tips on how to shoot better B-roll so you don't get jammed up in the edit. And then finally, I ended with secrets to creating emotionally powerful video, because if you can learn to unlock your audience's emotions, they will absolutely love everything that you do. So my video content covered 4 key steps in helping my audience mind the gap. What to say, how to show up, capturing better shots, and putting it all together to create an emotional story. Now, while they can watch these videos on their own, if they watch them together, then at the end, my audience should be able to confidently create their own videos and be proud of them. Goal accomplished. So how did I get these videos fleshed out? Well, for each video or support beam, I asked, what is the goal for this video? What belief or lie does it help them overcome? Does it make them ready for the next video? And now you have your video content strategy when you have those answers. The really cool thing about this is that you can focus on one platform and then tweak your video content for the other platforms. Or you can even use this to guide some of your written content too. The more you can get your content to connect, whether it's on social, your blog, your email, or wherever, the more people will spend consuming your content, getting to know you, like you, and trust you. And before you know it, they won't just be consuming your content, they'll be buying from you. Okay, so you not only have your video strategy mapped out now, which I showed you in the last video, but you also have your video content strategy mapped out too. But that might not be enough. If you still struggle with the actual creation part of the process, you might need to dial in your workflow. And in the next video, I'll be sharing my entire video workflow from start to finish and explaining exactly how you can create one that works for you.